My journey to prove this argument starts right here, in how I've amassed almost an astounding 2,500 hours into this game. Most people don't realize, but this game came out back in 2013. I didn't start playing War Thunder personally until 2014, but in 2013, I was 13 years old and something a lot more interesting was happening that ended up bringing me to this game. When I was fresh out of middle school, heading into high school, I found a new interest. Like most kids, I was into World War II, but a new platform at the time called YouTube would open me up to a new world. I could watch anything about anything, and something I came to discover on YouTube was World War II aerial combat footage. It didn't take me long to discover War Thunder, and in this game, I could live out my interest in dogfighting during World War II. In 2014, all this game was about was pretty much World War II, and lucky for me, that's exactly what I was interested in. But as I scroll down here, you'll begin to see and notice exactly how someone like me could spend this many hours in one game. The devs have been adding new planes since the day I joined. Not only have they been adding new planes, they have been adding new nations. And each of these nations have their own respective tech trees and set of planes. This is, in a nutshell, exactly why I have been able to spend this much time in the game, but that's not exactly everything. See, unlike most of the trash games out there today, War Thunder requires a deeper level of understanding than most people realize. On the surface, it looks simple, but in order to explain what an expert like me has had to learn in order to become an expert, I'm going to have to break it down a little bit. In order to become even remotely good at the game, you have to understand how a plane moves through the air, how to gain speed, lose speed, maneuver without stalling, taking off and landing, using the flaps to turn tighter, how to aim, and most importantly, dogfighting tactics. Well, that seems easy enough, right? It couldn't be that hard. Well, just wait, because every plane that you see right here has its own set of stats. Each plane climbs different, each plane turns different, and along the grind, as you grind down the tech tree all the way to jets, you're going to have to learn how to fly each plane that you unlocked, and you can, if you want to, fly each of those planes to unlock the next one. As you can see right here, I've unlocked almost all of the planes in the American tech tree, and I've learned how to fly most of them. Now let's go along each rank, and I'll show you exactly why learning each plane is so hard. Rank 1 is pretty much reserved for World War I aircraft or early World War II aircraft where flying was in its early stages. Rank 1 aircraft like this F3F2 that you see here are slow but very maneuverable. It's easy to pull turns, but weak engines and subpar armament limit these aircraft's capabilities. It's easy to run out of energy and stall, and the construction of these aircraft is brittle. Rank 2 aircraft is where the fun starts to begin. This includes early to mid World War II airplanes where true fighters are being born. My favorite of the lot being this P400. It has a good engine and can fly fast. It can dive extremely well, and it carries a great armament by having a built-in 20mm cannon in the nose. It turns and rolls very well and adapts perfectly to most dogfighting situations. This generation of aircraft is beginning to use classic dogfighting techniques like boom and zoom, where you use your energy advantage over another fighter to continuously dive bomb them and climb back up to altitude to repeat the process. Rank 3 consists of mid to late World War II aircraft. This is where many of the iconic World War II concepts start taking their first form. One of the most iconic planes in Rank 3 being the F4U4 Corsair with its unique wing design. Although being unstable at low speed, at high speeds the Corsair thrives. With a nice climb rate of 36 feet per second, the Corsair is designed to fly at high altitudes and dive on enemy planes using its great high-speed flight characteristics. The F4U4 is a great plane that embodies the boom and zoom dogfight technique. Pair this with its great armament of 6 50 cal Browning guns, and the F4U4 becomes a formidable weapon when in the right hands. Rank 4 aircraft is strictly late World War II props. The most iconic planes of World War II exist in this rank, with many of these fighters being considered the pinnacle of dogfighting. The most famous and recognizable plane of World War II, the P-51 Mustang, finds its place in Rank 4. Designed to meet German fighters at high altitudes, the P-51 has excellent high altitude performance thanks to its Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. The P-51 is the most iconic form of a boom and zoom fighter. Altitude and speed is the P-51's friend. It outdives almost every other aircraft at this rank and is very maneuverable at speed. Rank 5 is where the game starts to make a massive shift. In this rank, props are being replaced by early post-war jets. Jets change up the entire dynamic of the game, and so does the way you fly them. No longer do you climb for altitude like props. Jets are all about rushing the enemy. The advantage of altitude is no longer as important now that jets can burst climb up to altitude with relative ease. Jets is an energy game. You always keep your speed up. Although jets are fast, early jets are slow to accelerate. Any jet pilot knows a slow jet is a dead jet. Your safety is speed. Rank 6, aka Top Tier, is not only reserved for the most advanced aircraft in the game, but also home to the most experienced pilots, as reaching Top Tier is an achievement in and of itself after grinding through the previous 5 ranks. Just like Rank 5, Rank 6 once again changes the dynamic of the game. Now most jets have afterburners, which allow for quick acceleration and high altitude flight. New technologies like radar and missiles change the way you play Top Tier. Guns are no longer the meta, and having a good high-G missile determines your engagements. Nice maneuverability above Mach 1 is ideal for avoiding missiles, while compromises in design to achieve this make slow speed flight characteristics bad. Most top tier gameplay revolves around staying above Mach 1 and launching missiles at slow or unsuspecting players. After recording each rank, you can begin to see how much variety this game has to offer. Not only is there a time period for everyone, but more modern aircraft keep getting added to this game. For example, just while recording, a new Phantom has been added, the Phantom F4E, which main benefits are flares and 20G missiles. That's 10 more Gs than what the F4C currently has in game, which is sure to change up the meta even more. With so many aircraft in the game and many more being added, you are surely to never get tired of this game, as well as each rank offers an almost completely different game within the way you fly each generation of aircraft. If you think you might eventually get bored of flying anyway, well just wait, because there's also tanks, ships, and helicopters, and each of these have their own respective tech trees that go just as much into depth as the aircraft, and it also extends to each of the nations. The extent of this game is exponential. But anyways, I'll cover this in a different video. Thanks for watching. This is Red.